Hello.
Hello.
Stop it.
Thank you for the introduction. Very wordy, very long.
But beautifully spoken.
Thank you so much for coming in. As I said earlier, you guys were on a little bit of a hiatus.
Yes.
You've made a request and you put out some new music. What was the influence to come back when you did?
Well, I was just really busy studying teaching, and that
Mhm.
was like all my life kind of consisted of for a good 2 years or so.
Very important
Just,
work.
yeah, getting into the groove of uni, and I just couldn't really balance being in my own band and just playing gigs all the time and all that stuff. It just didn't really work well with that lifestyle. But yeah, then we had our good old trusty friend Kevin, who had recorded us before, like years and years ago. He recorded a few early demos of our songs, and then we always knew him as like a beast of a bass player. He was just crazy. So we thought, and we just thought that he'd be a great fit for the band, and he was keen. So Kevin joined us, and then we wrote a bunch of new songs with this current lineup. And we've just started releasing stuff at the end of last year, so yeah, it's been fun to be back.
Yeah, and I guess you would say that that's definitely influenced your sound and changed how you guys.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So originally, a couple of years ago, Zark was playing bass. He was playing bass and singing, and they had another guitarist, Harry, who's a ripper of guitarist as well. And now Zark's moved to guitar. Now he's singing, and I've just jumped on bass. And yeah, I'd kind of draw on influences from the other projects that I've been a part of, and I'm trying to sound like him, you know, the old Zark on bass. But it's very challenging. He's very good, he's a very talented musician.
Stop it.
Shops.
Nice. And so you've been in a bunch of like other bands. How do you feel about the alternative rock scene in Brisbane?
Yeah, it's kind of shrunk a fair bit. Like, well, just the scene in general in Brisbane, I feel it's gotten a lot smaller after what happened over the past 3-4 years, you know. And a lot of venues and a lot of bands have taken a hit from it, and they're not, you know, around anymore. So finding supports can be pretty challenging. Particularly,
please.
Yeah,
please hit us up.
yeah, if you like our stuff, just shoot us a DM and Instagram. But yeah, it can be really challenging sometimes for just our particular sound as well. Brisbane's very sort of more catered to indie sound, I guess.
That being said as well, especially with going on break for a little while, there was bands that we were running around with and doing shows with and having a good time with, and then when we stopped and then kind of wanted to step back in, a few of those bands broke up, a few of those bands went separate ways, a few of them moved on to really big shows. And it was like, oh, okay, well, you know, finding people to play with again was, yeah, I guess it's just, you know, when you step back into it, you got to blow the cobwebs out. It's sort of the same thing with finding people to do shows with initially. But we've had some great shows back so far. It's been really, really fun.
And what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I think everything's just constantly evolving, everything's changing. There's heaps of young, new bands that are emerging, and I try and go out whenever I can, and it's good seeing all of the, just all the new young talent that's out there, and that's playing shows, making their way up, and yeah, it's great to see. I mean, it's unfortunate that all these venues are shutting down and stuff, so it's like a bit harder to have as many shows, but you know, your classic like Rex and Greaser and Tomcat are always there, so you can go there whenever. Yeah, you can go there whenever, and there'll always be a good band playing, and yeah, it's just good fun to be out and around.
And as you said earlier, you've put out some new music recently. I know you put out Mistress of Lies not that long ago, back in June. What do you have coming next? Doing an album?
Wow.
Doing an EP?
Yes, we are doing an album.
No,
and
we quit.
we no,
Oh,
yeah.
You're done?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've been working on an album that we're going to release later on in the year, and it's been great because a lot of the times in the past we've worked with a bunch of producers, and it's been tricky to kind of get the sound that we're all happy with, but now that we have two really good producers in the band, we're actually working together to create a sound that we're happy with. So it's a lot easier to create an end
Produce
product
ideas.
that we're
Yeah.
happy with if
Totally.
the creative output and input is through the band. So yeah, we've been finding it well. Like for the last few singles, Sam's been producing the vocals and like all the little effects and stuff, and all the bangs and whizzes. Yeah, and Kevin's been mixing all the instruments and mastering it as well. So it's been a good kind of teamwork this time around. And I like normally do the video content and the all the other social media stuff. So it's been good to a point where we can like work together as a team, and we don't have to rely on other external people to help out with us. Like we've gotten to a point where we're self-sufficient, which is pretty good.
It's expensive, man.
Yeah, it is. It
It's so
really is.
expensive. If you do it yourself, do it. But
Exactly.
Jeez.
Especially for like uni students and stuff. Like we don't have a lot of money, so it's it's
Yeah.
good to be able to not pay people for things that you can do yourself if you figure out how to do it yourself. Yeah.
I very much get the impression from being with you guys, being around you guys and mates with you guys for a while as well, that like if there's ever anything new or challenging, you're the sort of people to just be like, okay, how do I do this? Just figuring it out and just trying to learn as much as you can and take on as much as you can to do the most awesome stuff that you can. I feel like that's kind of the general attitude with making music. Like, yeah, we're releasing an album, but we're writing songs and doing the whole thing. It's just it's a very much a forward-moving process, as Zark very eloquently put.
Yeah, so it's going to be like very cohesive and nice
Totally.
because you've all had your hand in it.
Yeah, we've all got different things to add.
Plus, you can be more blunt with each other. You
Oh,
have
yeah.
Yeah.
feelings if you're too, harsh and I really don't like that, man. Get that out of here. Yeah.
Just being honest. Yeah. Yeah.
That's really exciting. Well, I'm going to let you guys get ready for Studio 3. I'll give you a minute. I'm just going to play Pause from Melancholia.
Awesome.